Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in London. I think, like many others, I was so obsessed with the first Gladiator. I don't know how many times I saw it in the cinema. So I was obviously waiting with bated breath for this sequel. What can fans expect from this new film?
They'll know that they were very respected, and we knew they would have expectations. So that's why it took us 25 years to create one. And we just waited to find a story worth telling, and everything's bigger and more exciting.
And obviously, you know, trying to live up to that original it's no small task, but it really does take the concept and makes it bigger and bolder, and the emotion even more, you know, deep to feel. So was it always a given where the story would go?
No, we tried. We went in many directions that completely didn't work. We spent 2 years trying one story. It didn't work. It took a long time to find a version that really laid out. And that still then took 2 more years of working on the script.
And what is it about Ridley Scott that makes him such a master storyteller?
He was born to direct. He honestly was. He envisions every single scene in the movie long before we get to the set. He draws them. He paints them. He talks to the actors about them. He talks to the cinematographer about them. The whole giant team. We had 2,000 extras on the set sometimes, and 450 crew. And he's a leader and a visionary and an artist.
And what a phenomenal cast. I mean, starting with Paul Mescal right at the center of this, and obviously kind of, you know, the way it's harking back a lot to Russell Crowe's character and performance. What made him the right person to lead this second film?
We got really lucky with Paul, as we did with Russell 25 years ago. We searched for an actor. We found no one we liked. Then Paul off Normal People. But even then, knowing he was a great actor, we had no idea if he could fill the screen. And so that was the leap we took. We knew he was a brilliant actor. And then, starting with dailies, you could see he really did fill the screen, and a star was born.
And the rest of the cast, obviously Connie returning, Pedro Pascal, but I think the person I'm most connected with, Denzel Washington. I mean, he's really enjoying playing this character. But a training day, sort of slipping in there, but in ancient Rome terms. What was it like working with the rest of the cast too?
As soon as we got Denzel, one of the other challenges for the new movie was we had to have an antagonist that broke new ground. It wasn't going to be the emperors. And the idea of a billionaire who's buying his way through the government was always made it feel about now. And then Denzel was just brilliant. Every day he would surprise us. We never knew what he was going to do. He's just a once-in-a-generation artist.
As we said with the first one of the things that I think really stands out about it is just how epic it is in nature. And yet again, just knocked it out the park. How was it pulling off some of these scenes? I mean, not too many spoilers, but sharks in the Colosseum was one I wasn't expecting.
2 words. If you want to pull off scenes like that, just try and get Ridley Scott to do it. Then you can just lay back and watch him do it. There's no one with his talent. He starts off drawing every frame before he shoots. We've seen all of his story work, and no one can create it like he did.
And when you watch it back now, or in the making of it, did you have a favorite scene? One part that was most challenging, one that was a highlight?
Well, I think because on the first movie, we really wanted a rhino, and the technology didn't exist. So it felt really great to come back 25 years later and see this mechanical rhino racing across the arena, knowing we had the technology to make the feed in later.
What do you ultimately hope people take away from watching this film? I mean, I think it more than lives up to the first, and it's really one of those sorts of films that you go away with so much emotion, despite it being, you know, on the face of it, also kind of an action film. So what do you hope people take away?
Again, we didn't want to make the movie unless there was a compelling emotional story. And the idea of the lost prince, someone separated from his family, ends of the earth, and a homecoming, that heart moved all of us. And then it was really building a story around it.
And also, you know, wanting to make the world a better place and not let people with nefarious aims take over power. I guess there's something there in there that can chime with our current world too.
Yes, no, we Americans know about that in particular. So seeing someone with higher ideals is very moving.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the film. Have a nice evening. Thank you.